EOS is a platform or a satellite that will launch in 1998. It'll carry 5 instruments that are designed to look at certain aspects of the Earth's land, ocean, and atmospheres. One of the instruments that will fly on the Earth Observing System is MODIS, or Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer. And that's sort of the flagship instrument of EOS.
SSAI is supporting the MODIS Administrative Support Team, or MAST. And what we do particularly is we run the MODIS archive, which we call MODARC. And this is an archiving system that runs on the Sun workstation and is accessible to scientists, engineers, and researchers worldwide.
Well, now what we'll have is much greater access to data worldwide on the weather and on pollution and on biomass concentration. So, for example, we'll be able to track pollution concentrations in certain areas and how that may affect productivity in the oceans. We'll have a greater capacity for tracking and monitoring and predicting the effect of the ozone hole and how that's going to affect weather elsewhere. It's a very interactive process of elements that are affecting the weather on Earth. And so to really understand it and be able to predict and make decisions that are going to affect global weather economies and things like that, we have to have better information on how the whole system operates as a whole.
We have 23 science team members and a number of associate members who come in through their microcomputers or a remote Unix workstation. The idea is that rather than having to know where the documents are, rather than having to find a file cabinet, make a phone call, have a document mailed out to them or a copy made for them, they can access our archive directly from their remote site and have access to the information instantaneously. If they need to generate a copy, they can do that at their desktop.
The EFS software is able to perform the optical character recognition, or OCR, of the hard copy. So we simply scan in the documents, and then it goes through an OCR process where it looks at the actual bitmapped image and identifies the characters and converts it to ASCII text. So we feel like that we've greatly improved their ability to track information, access it electronically, and then be able to generate electronic memos or responses.
Another advantage of the EFS system is its fuzzy search methodology of obtaining documents. It doesn't require that you have an exact hit when you're doing the search. It can be off a little bit. OCR has some errors depending on the quality of the copy that you get in originally, but we don't worry about that because the fuzzy search takes care of that. If you have a few characters that are misinterpreted by the OCR software, that's okay. The fuzzy logic will go ahead and give you a hit anyway on the document.
One of the things that's also essential that this system gives us is, again, it's the efficiency and the effectiveness with which you can actually go in and access information. And you can do full content searches. You can scan the entire contents of your database and actually zoom in on a single word or a single phrase within any document.
We're looking at a large document flow here. We're looking at more than 1.5 million pages of documentation over a 10-year span, which would be 85 file cabinets worth of paperwork. There's a space problem with that. Being able to go ahead and archive this electronically means that you're taking up disk space instead of floor space, which is important. Another thing is that much paper gets lost.
I think currently we're on the cutting edge of what technology can do. This is a state-of-the-art system for providing electronic information to users anywhere in the world. We're getting to the point, though, where it's going to be much more of a multimedia situation, where you can actually watch not just still images, but rather moving pictures or animation, computer animation. And so we see our archiving efforts going in that direction, to where we can input documentation in regardless of the format. We can include moving picture and stereo sound, perhaps even 3D images at some point. And being able to output that anywhere else, on any other machine, anywhere in the world.
Information servers is the way things are going over the next decade. There's Mosaic, World Wide Web, WACE are all emerging technologies, and EFS seems to be on the cutting edge of this kind of a system. People are going to get used to accessing data from their desk on a screen as opposed to having paper mailed to them or faxed to them. And we're looking at being on the leading edge of this kind of technology.